Your ego is making you depressed. That's why you feel lonely, you feel sad, you feel anxious, you feel heartbroken. All because of your ego. First of all, let me explain what I mean by ego when I use it in this video. So ego is the identity that we have for ourselves going through this life. So we're born, our family give us a name, and then when we're going through life, we get a lot of identities. And to be honest, it is false, because when we are born, we don't have any identity. We don't choose to be someone. So some people have a weak ego, telling them that they're not good enough, they are weak, they're not strong enough, they're not a happy person. And some people have a strong ego. It's like, I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, I'm capable of doing things, I can do it. So which ego is good and which ego is bad? Obviously the weak ego, we don't want it. You have to throw it off the window. But the strong ego, we need it. We need it to survive in life. To be honest, for a long time I had like a weak ego, but now I'm having that strong ego about myself. And because I have a strong ego, my life is getting better. I have an ego of like, I want to get better. I want to perform really well on a day-to-day basis, whether it's on my training, on my project, my health, fitness, everything. Everything I do, I just want to get better every day. And that's a strong ego. My ego says I'm strong, so I ain't practicing like shitty activities. I don't get lost in quick pleasures. So as I said, we need a strong ego, but with awareness. If you're aware about yourself, what's gonna happen is you're gonna know your strengths, also your weaknesses. I always say this: if you are aware of your strengths, that's confidence. And if you are aware of your weaknesses, you're gonna be like, alright, I'm weak at this, I'm gonna work on this thing. Confidence without awareness, it is just false. Like, if you don't know yourself in a good level, you're not gonna be really confident. You might be cocky because you don't know yourself well, you just pass the point of confidence. So now we have a strong ego, an ego that is friendly to you, that's telling you you're good enough. Let's go, let's beat this, let's do this, let's work on ourselves. But again, there's a problem on this ego. Let me tell you, it is attachment. So imagine this. Let's say you have an ego of a person that appreciates his strengths, or an identity that says like, I'm strong, I'm physically strong. So if you compete with the person, let's say you are at the gym and you compete on bench press and you lose the game, what's gonna happen? Like right there, do you feel hurt? Like, yes, you're gonna feel hurt, you're gonna feel bad because you appreciate your strengths and you wanna really be stronger, but do you really feel hurt? Did that get into your blood, saying like, do you feel really bad about yourself? Do you put yourself down to the point where like you're depressed and you're like in anxiety and stuff like that? That is attachment, because you're too attached to your ego. It's making you feel bad when you lose it. When your ego loses, you get defensive. You don't want to lose. Your ego don't want to lose, and that is making you feel sad. So another example, let's say you are a Manchester United fan like me, and a Liverpool fan comes and says, Man United is a BS. You're losers. I hate you. You're just not doing well. What is your reaction? Do you get angry? You get pissed off and like you want to fight? Huh? You want to fight? Now that shows you're too attached to your ego. Like your ego is just an identity that is a fan of like that football club, maybe the X football club or the Y football club, any sports. Now if you're too attached, you get defensive, you get angry, you get pissed off, and that's not good for your health. So what is the solution? The solution is, yes, have an ego. Strong ego. Have a strong ego that will push you forward, that appreciates your strengths. It doesn't put you really up to the point where you're cocky, neither put you really down. But don't get attached to it, because if you're not attached to your identity, nobody can hurt you. Nobody has the power to hurt you. Let's say someone, tries to put you down, tries to call you names. Your ego is going to be defensive. Your ego is not going to want that. But you're not your ego. You are not the identity that you get through this life. Because of that, because like when you realize that, you're not gonna get defensive, you're not gonna get angry and pissed off because of other people's opinions on you. You're not your name, you're not your clothes, you're not how much money you have, you're not how much fame you have. You are being. You are a human being, right? You are being someone like who's living life, breathing, like you are your spirit. Start meditating and you'll see that you're not your ego, because your ego means your mind, because your identity is in your mind, right? So when you're meditating, you're gonna disidentify yourself from your mind, and by learning to disidentify yourself from your mind, what's gonna happen is you're not gonna get hurt when your ego is getting hurt, because you're not your ego. Start meditating. Practice the power of now, or read the book The Power of Now. That book is gonna change your lives. That book is gonna like teach you like you're not your ego, you're not your mind, you're not that identity that you give for yourself. You're more than that. I think I'm gonna title this video Ego Gratification, because our ego seeks validation. Our ego craves a lot of things in this life, but That's not us. We don't want those things. We just need our peace. And to gain peace, disidentify yourself from your mind, from your ego. But yes, I've said, have an ego, a strong ego that will push you forward, that will make you stronger every day. But don't get attached to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, do you have an ego? And is that weak or strong? And are you attached to it? I want to know about that. Appreciate you watching video. Ciao.